Alright, and with that, we get to, I guess, the second level in the definite last act of the game. Not too much
Zoltan's
left.
Hollow is the Ura's border blockade. At least it used to be.
I honestly couldn't tell you how many levels are left. These last few sort of all lumped together for me. I do remember this one. That little hint text is pretty relevant.
Well, now it's personal, ain't it? It's personal for him, and it's personal for me.
What is he?
We get straight down to business.
What is that?
They never saw him coming. He gets his hands on the care package I sent him.
Yay, ethical questions.
It's not the time to get reckless.
I meant to do that. So yeah.
It's a little something I've been fixing up in my spare time. The Ura found a way to keep the calamity from spreading through Zoltan's Hollow.
And now you're basically undoing that by destroying these, I don't know what they're called, things. I do like them. The reach is really nice.
They got their own security and everything. Pretty fancy. The Ura ain't pulling their punches.
Well, someone's getting unobservant.
They've got these conductors that are all what's keeping the place together.
Yeah, so really all this level is supposed to be, at least unless you have a lot of the sigils. I really cannot remember. I assume it means sigils because it makes sense in context. Whatever, as long as you don't have like a million of the challenging things turned on, these levels, this level, in
Those
particular,
rocks are like
basically
tumors,
solely to show
the same
how
kind the Ura planted in the
it is.
Bastion.
And mind you, it still has 5 tiers of upgrades that you can get more or less.
Well, the Ura must be in a panic right about now.
Something wrong, and you probably if you something wrong here. I know, I definitely have a few just from the.
They even sick their little rattletail pets on
I
the
always
kid.
felt bad killing the rattletails, and I stopped feeling bad killing the rattletails because they're really annoying. Alright, this is Arsenal in case you have ethical problems with using a Holocaust gun. My ethical problems do not outweigh
Those rodents are just a bump in the road.
to do these levels. Most of the subtext really, I have to really go into the who knows wheres and do all the dialogue, sort of infer stuff to really get the most out of the stories, but I really like the way that they do storytelling through pretentious
The kid's picking the whole place apart, piece by piece.
I think this, yeah, I was like jokingly calling this the second good indie game after the new story. Kind of like this more than
By now, every Ura from here to the
Compare them,
terminals
so-
must know he's in town.
I mean, both of them are caves and have stories in them, so they're basically the same thing. Yeah, I don't remember if I mentioned this 5 whatever months ago when I was doing the previous parts of this, but the Flame Bellows was my primary weapon in my first run. Well, it was the primary weapon after
Most of the Ura's conductors are squared away in the middle of the hollow.
all the second playthrough. Oops.
Here to the
Anyway,
terminals must
yeah,
know he's in town.
try and stop playing quite as ditzy at this point.
Kid returns their greeting tenfold.
I guess you don't need to heal if you're playing well, which I'm not.
Most of the Ura's conductors are squared away in the middle of the hollow.
So yeah, I think I just sort of stared at this without marking it, but there's like a nest of these stink eyes that keep shooting very close. Plant type enemies. This is really come true. This is gonna be a problem. I don't want to die again. Got these like super.
Those calamity rocks must be eating that place apart from the inside.
Get killed by one shot with the calamity cannon, or else here to screw you over.
The Ura keep hanging on to their
They're
barricade.
annoying.
After all, their homeland's not much farther.
Whatever that thing is. Okay, something foul. I barely remember what that is. Oh, okay. Stuff is raining here. I always feel hesitant to like use any of these electronics. Probably because I've been playing Diablo 3. Alright, yeah, I was gonna talk about other LPs I was playing. I was making silly noise about Pikmin 2 again because they released that with the new play control. And that seemed interesting, and I never got the first.
Maybe they know they lost this.
Play control,
Lost to a kid.
even though I really want to sort of feel obligated to buy it, so increasing the chances of making Pikmin 3, even though they already announced it after like saying they were supposed to for 3 years or whatever.
They underestimated us. Had us pegged all wrong.
Point being, maybe Pikmin 2 again. Don't get your hopes up for that. That's sort of just like a dumb idea I'm tossing around. Apparently Paper Mario 2, only trading badge points when you level up is possible. And that seems
Some of them are
interesting.
downright
Paper Mario
bewildered
2
by
is
what's
one of the
happening.
few games I really like. It actually fits in my fan base that I haven't made any videos of yet, so that one I'll probably be doing something.
Yes, our people caused the calamity, but here we
Also,
are trying to fix
I'm
it.
doing a multiplayer run-through of Diablo 3 as a barbarian because it's fairly popular and I guess some of my audience will care about it. The same way I assume most of my audience is Nintendo fanboys is how I assume most of my audience.
Shame the opportunity for civilized discourse is over.
Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario Galaxy 2 videos right after they came out. So, okay, what am I supposed to do? Oh yeah.
Suppose old Zol should have got to know us better.
When Ross actually explained it, but the weird
Maybe
things
I
that
should have
keep
trusted
shooting
him.
are supposed to be
Told him everything I knew.
holding the rocks out of the ground because I guess they pollute the earth and make it fly up or something. That's why they don't get hit as badly. So basically, I'm doing that protective measure. It's not really explicitly stated as far as I can think, but I think the implication is that Zia's father was sort of being blackmailed into working on the calamity, and then like sent
Zolf,
back
the Ura,
out of defend against
they
it.
have every reason to
So
be angry.
they were
Beyond
only
angry.
supposed to be using it as like a last resort, and then they accidentally fired it or something, and he had already sabotaged it to hit Caelandia worse. But then still sort of caused a Holocaust everywhere. Yeah, so there's another
But
piece
when
of
this is
something
all
wrong,
over,
so that'll
it'll all be water under the
from
bridge.
good to great. Ethically upsetting to like challenge-wise upsetting because it's kind of strictly better than other shotgun type.
As the hour grows desperate,
Makes
the Ura bring out their big
silly.
guns.
I haven't said too much about the enemies here. The Ura enemies are pretty challenging.
There's nothing standing in his way no
Suckers are
more.
probably like the worst of the rabbit tails.
He sees the Tazzle terminals loom large on
Oh,
the
child's
horizon.
drawing, yeah, really pulling at the heartstrings. Trying to make you stop using the calamity cannon. Nope, not gonna work. I really should remember to use this because it's not equally good, but sometimes more practical.
Way out there on the edge of the world. That's where he finally finds you. But it ain't like Prosper Bluff this time. Ain't nothing for this gal to sing about now. Zia, you weren't kidnapped. No, ma'am. You just had to see what happened to the Ura. To your own people.
Yep, so if you hadn't gotten it, the whole
You had to see if everything Zolf
narration
wrote to you was
has
true.
been Rux talking to Zia specifically.
Part of the rippling walls floated by, so I caught the kids'
Oh,
old
do I want to
knapsack.
do this? This one's actually pretty tough. That's this area's enemies and whatnot. Maybe after I get some more upgrades.
I don't need to see what happened to the Ura. I'm trying to undo it, remember?
So, we have that, and we don't have anything else special.
Long reach and plenty of power. Now that's a scary combination.
Let's see. I never use this one. It's better for if you like are tactically using it, but I kind of like making
First step to learning the
bigger.
Calamity cannon is knowing about the machinery overrides.
Sometimes the blast radius is better, sometimes the charge speed is better. I think I figured if I have 25% additional rockets, which is sort of the logical conclusion of the fact
Now,
that
who would have taught a kid to do a thing like that?
Doing 20% more area.
Once the kid gets that last shard from Zolf,
Okay, so this is
it'll
the
all
last
be over.
level here.
The Tazzle terminals, all that's left of the Ura civilization, and the last stop on his little journey.
Yep. So
Manser
I'm not quite ready to do
Observatory.
that yet.
Now there's a sneaky place, overlooking the Tazzle terminals themselves.
So this is an interesting proving ground. I don't remember having any
The
trouble
Ura
with it,
probably
but
didn't
then,
know they were being watched from Manser
my friends who I
Observatory.
were watching play through this, like,
It was the perfect
seem to
spot
get
to
it,
test
even with the
something no
upgraded
one's
one.
meant to know about.
so I don't know if I'm just like a rocket
Only
launcher
trouble
savant or
was
what.
something about the place drove the windbags crazy.
Anyway, yeah, there are a lot of windbags. Oh, well, if you hold shift, you pull in on them, which is pretty helpful.
Hefty thing like that takes
Pretty
getting used
generous
to.
knockback.
Got a pointer in the right direction.
Yeah, so you have to protect these things back here by killing all the windbags, and I think the windbags touch them, they destroy them. Okay, that's good. Yes, you have to beat them.
Best stand well clear of that impact. Whatever gets in her way is in the world of her, but she ain't the fastest thing.
I remember getting out of my first shot. Okay, well, I got the Mancers. That was, I guess, the trial, maybe? That was probably just for getting a certain amount of damage or doing a certain amount of damage.
When the windbags caused enough trouble, the observer,
Okay, let's try that again.
the man.
Okay, so apparently, just because being able to lock onto them as a thing does not make it a good idea.
Well, that
But it's pretty
experiment was
easy
a
if you try
rousing
to
success.
leave them and aren't afraid to move a little bit in response to their kind of erratic movements. I always forget that the prizes are on it back here. Anyway, no. Well, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I like the Calamity rockets. I'm probably just gonna use them. I was gonna say use them through the last level, but actually...
If only the Mancers could have seen the kid playing around with their favorite toy.
I guess I might as well do this.
It's hard to sleep easy these days, what with everything
Pretty
that's
tough,
happened.
but I think I'm up to it. I know it's a really huge vote of confidence and whatnot, but...
Zolf, very soon the kid's gonna have to face that man again, for the last time.
If that didn't make it obvious, this one is the plot exposition on Zolf, and it's the last who knows where in the... Great start. I don't know what I thought I was doing there. Last who knows where in the main game. Later they made DLC with Rux, but it's kind of hard, and I don't like it because it doesn't actually tell about Rux. It's just universe fleshing out. I'm sure there are videos of it if you're curious about it, but that's in the New Game Plus, and I don't really care to start that. That's right.
They met on the worst day of Zolf's life. There in the Hanging Gardens, he aimed to throw it all away.
Let's start it cheerful. That's not a good start. Probably should have used weapons. I think this is like, okay, I probably used the bells because I used
It wasn't the first
bells on
time Zolf had nothing to
so that's
lose.
boring.
He was born to a simple Ura couple who didn't last long
But,
before plague took
this
him.
is pretty close to bored out. I think I beat this the first time with, and I'm pretty sure I have more of the idols on.
He grew up hungry in the tunnels of the Tassel
Okay,
terminals,
so the sigils are
so
the
he took
sigils,
to
I
stealing
guess.
from a Ceylonian missionary living there.
Sigils and vigils are not the same word. Okay, well, I feel better now. That's cleared up. So these are only...
He once got sloppy with his thieving hands.
Really
The missionary caught him, but didn't rat him out.
forgetting to
Instead, he offered to take him in.
missing them before the next one spawns. But then if you have one shooting, it becomes harder to take that out and aim towards the next one and whatnot. So yeah, everything's pretty
That
trivial
missionary
for
raised
Ganon
Zolf
at
like a
this
gentleman,
point.
like he was his own son.
Those will stay.
Taught him theology, history, and mercy.
Yeah, these little guys are annoying. I don't think they show up until the last level, so I was confused. I thought they were like bonus enemies that only appear because I don't think they're really like that. There are some enemies that like exist in the game but not as enemies, like the baby incubators and the last one. I really don't feel like the growing parts of this game for the rest. It's sort of the way it's presented to you. You don't get these who knows wheres till you're well equipped enough to handle them. Seem to do. Okay. The annoying thing about these is some
When the missionary
of the
passed
idols I
away,
have on makes them
Zolf
not die in
promised to
one hit.
continue his
Maybe
work,
just
to bring about a lasting peace
combination
between
of
the Ura
having
and
my
Ceylondia.
Calamity cannon upgraded enough. But 2 shots with that, or a shot and a poke, isn't really that bad. Yeah, I don't know
Zolf
what it
started
is. It
teaching the
seems
missionaries
like,
wisdom to any Ura who would listen. And listen they did.
seems like I have a quicker draw with the pike than most of the Ura have with guns and crossbows. Even though it's the strongest weapon in the game, it's still going to pierce their eyes. Like how a little eye flew out of there. Is this another one? Okay, yeah, it is.
He advocated tolerance and argued that the Ura should atone for the war. He believed the city had much to teach his people.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting stuff. I don't really have any killer insights on it, but it does have a pretty nice amount of characterization. I think this is a pretty good way for an action RPG to do it. Yeah, it's pretty nice. You only have to roll once to catch up with them if you're using the pike.
However, Zolf felt he could only do so much in the Tassel terminals.
Okay, I'm not even...
He needed Ceylondia to know the Ura had
I'm gonna
changed.
start using the... Oh, it didn't automatically switch me to colors. It's actually pretty effective. I think you get a guaranteed critical if you're invisible. Maybe that was just luck, but
He decided to do what the missionary did many years
I
before.
shouldn't just
He left the city of his youth
not
to brave a savage
use
land.
my special... Yeah, okay, I'm pretty sure that's an auto-crit. Yeah, I seem to be doing a lot better on this one than the last one, even though the enemies are harder. I think either the Calamity Cannon gave me that confidence, or I'm getting back in the swing of things. Of course, I could get better than this, but...
The journey was hard, but he knew how to fend for himself.
As long as I'm not
And then at
dying.
last, Zolf saw the rippling walls on the
I
horizon.
really should be getting this common energy here. So the vigil for this is kill an enemy with a counter attack and you're at 20. Not comfortable doing that. Wow, okay. Remind me never to try to use a shield ever again.
He endeared
I'm sure
himself to
why
city
that-
folk straight away, and in turn he fell in love with the city and its people. One in particular.
Yeah, this makes me sad, so I'm just gonna listen to it. This is around the point I assumed they were like bonus mobs made explicitly for this. I'm not really sure what they're doing. Are they just digging up rocks, or are they collecting rocks, or what? Rux calls them rodents, but that might just be Rux being different. Very rodent.
This young lady was fascinated by the Ura,
I
but
wonder
she
if I
never
should be
met anyone
talking
like
louder
Zolf.
because I know
She
my
told him
mic's
she knew all the city's
pretty
best
quiet.
kept secrets.
I'm not really sure why. I turned down the game, so I might be able to just turn everything up and have it be audible but staticky.
The Hanging Gardens
I just
was
wanted
their
to
favorite
finish this
spot.
up.
It was
Not
there that
sure
Zolf clasped her hands and proposed in proper Ceylonian style.
Who also cared about the game would have made this more interesting to watch, but like I said, I think the only people who are watching these in the first place are already people invested in them.
He celebrated with his friends long into the night, joy
more
and revelry like he'd never seen.
I'm fine
Too
with
bad
that,
he couldn't
but
remember it all.
I'm not gonna get too bent out of shape one way or the other about it. Pretty close to the end. I still haven't died formally. 2 health potion, 3 health. I think I should be fine. That thing has a lot of health. Oh, that's the elite Ura, isn't it? That's why it's glowing.
He woke up alone underground inside the Ura Ceylonian War Memorial, built like an Ura den. But something was wrong.
Something was wrong. Reminds me of something wrong. What is that? Oh, it's just a regular size one. Much better with this thing. Don't take more than potion. Okay, this is a bit of a cluster heck. Don't mind my friends.
He emerged from that hole in the ground into
nice.
a waking nightmare.
Lifeline keeps going on.
Everything that wasn't gone was twisted upside down.
One, especially like the exploit in that one training ground. Let the bees showing up instead of something actually dangerous. Are these even in those levels? I thought they were just in the volcano. Anyway, they're not really any harder than the regular snake guys.
The world was frozen, air thick with ash. What few faces he saw on the street stared back at him with gray and vacant eyes.
Yeah, so we got... What? They can... Strange. I'm not sure what the best way to kill these without using a cannon just outside. That's pretty funny. I didn't know that stayed after I lost this ability.
He found his wife to be asleep inside her home, but when he reached out to her, she joined with all the ashes in the sky.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. Okay, this is the elite Ura, I guess. Or multiple elite Uras. What do you respawn with when you die? It's like 2... Is that actually it, or is it like a ninja trick? This is gonna end up exciting. Okay.
And so Zolf returned to where he proposed in the
Didn't even
Hanging
die.
Gardens.
Didn't
And
die
there he
in a
stood,
pretty easy game.
as if the gods would
I'm
answer
pretty
him.
good at video games, folks. Just thought you should know. So that might be enough for me to upgrade the Calamity Cannon again. Let's check. Oh, Mind Voyager.
The kid's gonna be okay.
Was I like
As for that
offline
man,
the first time I did all those?
who
or something?
knows?
Or maybe I didn't have sigil idols on for one of them. Okay, I like this one because it just spams Calamity Rockets. It's not even a special projectile, it's just fast. I think the...
Good thing I didn't throw away the manual.
I think the 10% extra damage is pretty superfluous because it usually 1 or 2 shots everything anyway. By a factor of more than 2, or something like that.